Hello, friends. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Um, I would like to welcome you to my live. And today we are talking about Arabic sounds. And a lot of people think that Arabic sounds are difficult, but I think that um, they're only difficult because you don't understand how they are pronounced physically in your mouth. There are two types of sounds that I find students consider to be difficult, and those are the guttural sounds that are pronounced in the throat, and also some sounds that exist in most languages that my students know. Um, so they're already pronouncing them, but they are pronounced deeper in the mouth in Arabic. So let's go to the guttural sounds first. We have a sound Ain. I start with that one because it exists in the word Arabi or Arab. So it's not Arabi. You're not blocking the air and releasing it, but you are, in a way, making a succession of glottal stops without actually blocking the air every time. So you are making this sound where you make the glottal stop without totally blocking the air. You just make that passage small so that when the air comes out, when you push the air through that passage at that point of articulation, you create this sound, ah, and it's a voiced sound. So if you put your hand here, you will feel your vocal cords working. Ah, ah, kind of like when you try to scare someone. Let's say it's Halloween and you're hiding behind the door and you want to scare someone that's coming towards you, and you go, ah, like that. I find my students usually get it this way. If they say, ah, that's not scary. So you have to actually make the sound and make that friction to create the ah sound. It sounds scary, but it's actually really beautiful. You could just type a word that has a ayn in it online and type plus song and see if what songs you get, and listen to some songs with ayn. Maybe I should create a list of songs that have this ayn a lot, or maybe in the refrain a lot, so you can appreciate this sound. This is a good idea. I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to make a playlist on Spotify of songs that have this sound, because I already made the lists for my students whom I'm teaching Arabic. So I have a list for Fusha Arabic students, one for each of the main dialect groups, one for Maghribi Arabic, one for Egyptian Arabic, one for Levantine Arabic, and one for Gulf Arabic. I also have a list for French students, French songs, and one for Spanish students, Spanish songs. And I think it would be good to have a list of songs that have these sounds that sound difficult and may sound foreign to you, to make them more familiar and see how beautiful they really are. So that's the Ain, and that exists in Arabi, or maybe Andi, which is I have. So let's move on to the next sound, which is the Ha. Ha sounds like an English H, but it's sharper than the English H. And I say sharper because the English H, when you make the English H, you're basically expiring, you're letting the air out without blocking the air in any way. You're basically going like this. You're letting the air out with the passage clear. To make the ha, you have to make the passage smaller, and so you're making this ha by moving the back of your tongue towards the soft palate. and making a passage, a small passage. And the air going through makes the sound, and this is an unvoiced sound. If you put your hand here, you will not feel the chords, the vocal cords working. They are inactive. So this actually sounds like when you take your glasses and you go like that. I think everyone knows how to make that sound because we don't go, we go. So you feel that the passage is smaller in the back of your throat. Ha. And that's the sound in Habibi. This is a very common word. Everybody knows this word. Habib, which means a loved one. Habibi, my loved one, meaning my love, my darling. Habibi. And in the feminine is Habibati or Habibti, depending on where you come from. You also hear this sound in Hassan. Hassan, you know the name Hassan? Yeah, so it's not Hassan, it's Hassan, Hassan. So see how the passage got smaller with the ha in the back of your mouth. We have another sound which is very similar to ha, but is pronounced a little bit not as deep. So what you do is you move the back of your tongue up, and instead of doing a ha, you do a ha. You touch, the back of your tongue is going to touch a little bit closer to the mouth, still in the soft palate. And this is the same sound as you use in Spanish, the jota, like in Jose and Juan. So that's a letter kha, the sound kha, like Khomeini, like khabar. Khabar means news. The plural is akhbar. Maybe you've heard this word before. That's the letter kha. Okay, so I think that's the end of the guttural letters, the letters pronounced in the throat. Maybe we should talk about the ha. There's a ha which is the same as the English H. So if you speak French, for example, you're not familiar with this sound. So as I was saying in the beginning, to make this letter ha or this sound ha, you just expire and the air going through will create this sound. It's the softest H we have in Arabic, and it's just like the English H. So just like expiring, like I have. And some words with ha would be like hoa. Hoa means he. Hoa. Hona means here. Hona. So it's not hona or khuna. It's or ona. It's hona. Just a soft H. So if we think in terms of softest to harshest, you would think ha first, like huwa hiya, and then ha, like Hassan, and then kha. There's friction with kha. You actually feel the back of your tongue and the soft palate touching. Kha. Yeah, and then ayn, is deeper and kind of stronger, I feel. Okay, so that's it for those sounds. And then talking about, hi there, let me know if you have a question in the chat box. Hold on, yeah, I don't see the comments. Here it is. Okay, so the next thing we'll talk about is the other group of sounds in Arabic, which, I should have sent a link to Clubhouse so people can join, but it's okay, next time. So the next group of sounds that we need to be aware of when we're talking about quote unquote difficult sounds in Arabic is a group of sounds that you already are pronouncing in your language, but are pronounced a bit deeper in Arabic. So we will have a pair of sounds for each one of these. We will have a sound that is pronounced in the front of the mouth, and then a similar sound pronounced deeper. So, for example, we have a T sound, which is pronounced more in the front, and then an equivalent sound pronounced exactly in the same manner, but a bit deeper in the mouth. So, for example, we have T, that's the front one. It sounds like Tim, right? The T in Tim. And then we have To, To, where we move the tongue back before we do exactly the same as we did for T, which means touch the tongue to the palate. Actually, here it's the alveolar ridge, which is the hard part before the palate, behind your teeth. So T, and then to make the deeper sound, we say To, we move the tongue back. And by moving the tongue back, we create this groove inside the mouth where the sound is going to resonate deeper in the mouth. So T and To, T and To, T, To, T, To. If you make these sounds one after the other in succession several times, you will feel your tongue moving from the front to the back, a more front position to a more back position, farther back. Ta, 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 ta. That's one pair. And again, you're doing exactly the same thing, but the point of articulation is slightly different, is slightly farther back. These sounds are called back sounds, palatalized sounds, or hard sounds. So you may hear one of these words used to describe them. The next pair is de and do. So de like deer, and then for the dod, you move your tongue back a little bit before you touch the palate. Do, do. So this one is a bit farther back. So it's at the back part of the alveolar ridge, which is behind your teeth, the hard part behind your teeth. De, do, de, do. And this sound actually is basically representative of Arabic because it's considered to be only used in Arabic. And Arabic is called Lughatul Dad, the language of Dad. Not Del, the front D, the Dad. It's a very particular to Arabic, although I have read somewhere that maybe it exists in other languages. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments if you have seen this sound in other languages. So we saw te, ta, and then de, da, and now we're going to go to the and the. So هذا, if you say هذا, you're using the of this. هذا means this in Arabic. هذا, the, or ذلك, that, the, like this, okay? But we have a sound that is pronounced exactly the same way, but a little bit deeper in the mouth, and it's pronounced the. And to make this sound, which resonates inside the mouth, again, you move your tongue a little bit farther back and then touch the palate. The, or the alveolar ridge. The. So by moving your tongue back, you're creating like a cave inside your mouth, and that's where the sound will resonate. And that's why they're called palatalized sounds, because they resonate in the palate rather than in the front of the mouth. So the and the. It's important to know the difference between these sounds because they are significant. If you pronounce it with the wrong sound, it's a different word. However, in context, it will be clear even if you pronounce it wrong, because context helps a lot. So we saw te, to, de, do, and the. Again, if you make the front and back in succession, you will feel your tongue moving front and back. Then we have sin and sad. So we have two S's in Arabic. We have a front S and a deeper S. So se and so. Again, moving your tongue from where this S, the regular S that you know is made, to a little bit farther position where you move your tongue back, and therefore your tongue curves down inside your mouth and creates this cavity where the sound will resonate. So se and sa. So for example, se, S, the first front S is called sin, and it's pronounced in the front. And an example of that would be maybe Samir. Maybe you know someone named Samir or Samira, if it's a girl. And then, or Sana. Sana is a year. Se. And then for the Sad, maybe you know Saddam Hussein. Saddam. It's a deeper S. Maybe what else? Siyam. Siyam is fasting. It could be a name also. Siyam. It's not Siyam, it's Siyam. And notice that the vowels that surround these deeper sounds, these deeper consonants, are also pronounced deeper in the mouth. So for if we had the front S, we would say Siyam, in the front of the mouth. But because if we use the Sad, then we have to say Siyam, deeper A. Because your tongue is positioned deeper, the sound resonates deeper. The vowel becomes deeper as well. So we had ta, ta, da, da, sa, the, va, and then sa, sa, and the last pair is ka and qa. So imagine you have to do this in your throat now. You have the K that you already know, k like cake, like clear. But then, so feel where you're making this k, right? See where the back of your tongue is touching, k. Now, to make the qa, the deeper sound, what you do is take your tongue where it was the part that was touching for k of cake, move it back a little bit, and then touch the soft palate. Ka, qa, ka, qa, ka, qa. Basically, the k, when you make the k, like the English k, you are touching the back of the hard palate. For the qa, you are touching the soft palate, which is behind, farther behind the hard palate. So ka, hard palate, qa, soft palate. Ka and qa. Okay, so we've gotten to the end of the difficult, so-called difficult sounds in Arabic. Let me know in comments if you have any questions. Actually, let me give you some examples with a qaf. Maybe you know a famous Libyan leader, Qaddafi, al-Qaddafi, qa. It's not Qaddafi, it's Qaddafi in Arabic. And Quran, al-Quran, it's not al-Quran, it's not a k, it's a qa. It's deeper in the mouth. Also, Cairo in Egypt, the capital of Egypt, is called Al-Qahira, not Al-Kahira. It's Al-Qahira. Yeah, this was just a review of the sometimes considered difficult sounds in Arabic. I hope this helps some of you. I was basically answering a question that someone asked, and I hope this helps. You can let me know in comments if there is something specific you'd like me to talk about next week, and I will take it from there. Don't forget to click like and click on the bell to get notification when I go live or upload a new video. Some of my books are on sale right now, so check them out on Amazon I'll put the link in the description. Have a wonderful day or evening, wherever you are. Assalamu alaikum. Bye for now.